So hello everyone. Today we're joined by Torbjörn Fredman, a managing director at Stay Nordic. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Could you please tell us, how did you get into short-term rentals?
I started many years ago, 1996, as a very young boy, and I was a manager for one of the biggest companies in Europe, in Sweden. And then it went on, and we grew very fast all over Europe. And suddenly I was the manager of a big part of the company. And I was that until around 2020, when I stopped because they were sold to another company, and it was not so quite funny to work there. And I went back to another area, an event company in Sweden. But I had a feeling that I'm very good at this, at short-term rental. So I have to go back and find some solutions. So I started up my own little company 2021 and brought some of the staff with me from the other company.
So how many properties do you manage now?
Well, we are down right now at around 300.
And what reasons have led you to search for Truvy's services?
I don't know how to explain this in English, but I was the manager in Sweden for a branch organization for incoming tourism. And there we found out that we needed insurance for the short-term rental market. I was engaged with an insurance company in Sweden, and we built some insurances for this business. And we also introduced it in other countries, in Denmark, a little bit everywhere in Europe. But it wasn't quite good enough and was quite expensive. And then I saw this with the connection with the Avancio, which we used, the Avancio system. And we had a meeting with Superhug at that time. That must be about almost 2 years ago. And the thing was that I saw this check of the guest, what we call it, you're checking the guest a little bit more, because that's the biggest reason when you recruit new house owners or houses. The big problem is, what's happening if they take something, if they do something with my house, my private house, to increase the safety for our house owners.
And which of our product services do you use now?
We use, I don't remember all the names, they changed it lately here when you change the name, a little bit of services, but we have this insurance up to, is it 50,000 euros for the house owners? And I think you also do a little bit of check of the customers all the time, this ground check. But the customers are not involved today, which they were last year. They had to fill out something.
And what value do our services bring to your business?
The problem in our business is always recruiting new house owners and houses. And you have to find new models to do that. For us in Sweden, we are not so... We have guests, we have customers which rent our houses. That's quite an easy point. Not easy, but easier than getting new house owners. So therefore, when we started this company, we saw that all these new companies coming up, getting bigger and bigger, like Booking.com or Airbnb, I think they are very much on the guest side when there's a conflict or something happened. And they treat the house owner a little bit like it's not that important as the guest. So when we started this, we said we have to be the house owner's best friend. That was our mission, to be that. So we started to build everything the opposite way, that the customer or the guest have to pay more when they book. And so the first payment is higher, and they even get paid when they're at cancellation. We did a lot of things to build up more and more for the house owner. And here we saw a potential with Truvy to do that, to give them even more safety, and in that way get more house owners.
That sounds great. Do you ever get like negative response from guests when they have to go through screening process?
No. Yeah, we had a little bit of that last year, not a big problem, but we don't use that this year. But anyway, it was much less than I expected, because some of the countries in Europe, like Germans, they are very, to have to fill this out, to have to do that, who is this? And I was thinking that there would be a lot more problems, but no, that wasn't a big issue. There was a little bit sometimes with late bookings and something like that, but there wasn't a problem for us.
That sounds great. And now that we've arrived at the last question, I can't wait but ask you, what's best advice for running a successful property management company?
Oh, I see. That's a good question. That's my secret. No, I think I already told you about that. I think the secret, it changed a lot. The market changed quickly. It's new players. It's everything get new all the time. There's new rules. You have to be really flexible to catch up with all new trends and all new rules. But for us, it's been more, like I said before, to be a little bit more on the house owner side, because that's the hardest part to find new house owners. The secret is keep up with the trends and do treat your house owners very good.
Thank you. That's a genius piece of advice. Thank you very much for your time.